Today, we're talking about Vacation Bible School, arsonist, Gothic architecture, and the dream that is the Cathedral Gardens. There's so much to talk about, and it's going to be an amazing episode as we explore the Artist Commission and specifically Legacy Arts Chester's newest project, the Cathedral Gardens, and the transformative work that is happening in Chester. My name is Tucker Rodkey, and this is the Artist Commission podcast. Hey guys, it has been a crazy week. If you've been following me or Legacy Arts Chester on Facebook or Instagram, you saw that this week we announced our newest project, the Cathedral Gardens, this amazing restoration project here in Chester, Pennsylvania. And I wanted to do this podcast as a deep dive into some of the history behind the project, how we got to where we are, and where we are going. So buckle up, it's going to be a good one. So first, for those of you that maybe didn't see the announcement, I'll give you a brief summary of what we are looking to do. There is a historical church in Chester, PA, where we are based and located that was a one-of-a-kind, unique architectural masterpiece. And years ago, we believe arsonists burnt the church to the ground. This amazing piece of architecture just gone in one night and has been sitting in wreckage and ruin and rubble for years now, surrounded by a fence to keep people from getting hurt by going in. It has just sat there and is just a sad and miserable looking sight right now, honestly. And what we are going to do is that we are going to come in, stabilize the building, fill in the basement, landscape it, and build a mosaic garden that is available to the Chester public and surrounding regions that everyone can come and see. Something that was once burnt down in ashes has been restored and transformed into something beautiful, vibrant, and life-giving for the Chester community. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of background and history on Third Presbyterian Church, where this is located. The original site was Third Presbyterian Church. And to let you guys see what it used to look like before it burnt to the ground, I want to share my screen with you. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see this. For those of you listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I'll try to describe it the best I can. But here you can see, this is from Chester Historical Preservation Committee, who currently owns the property. This is what the church originally looked like. You can see the beautiful stonework, the beautiful Gothic architecture. You can see just the amazing terracotta roofing that is arching up to that point where I believe it's a copper cap on the very, very top of that piece there. And you can see how just incredibly beautiful it is. This one-of-a-kind piece. Just look at it. Down at the bottom right corner, you see that archway there? That's where the cars, or back in the day, the buggies would pass through to church that day. They would pass through there to the parking lot in the back. You would enter in through that side door or the two main front doors. Imagine walking in there on a beautiful spring day with those doors open and the rush of fresh air filling the sanctuary. Absolutely gorgeous and unbelievable. This amazing piece of architecture. The church was built in 1895. Services were in 1896. In this beautiful work by the architect, you'll see Frank Furness, Theophilus Chandler, and Isaac Purcell. They raised these pieces. This one is Isaac Purcell's work. Thank you, Chester Historical, for giving us this wonderful information. He was an amazing architect. You can see the inspiration for the piece is very similar to many pieces in Florence, Italy, especially when you go into the interior. But what I want to show you guys, this is one of my favorite things. Okay, it's a little bit about the history of the church. There are some famous hymns that have been written in this church, but by far the most significant and culturally relevant piece of history from this church is simply this, from Dr. Abraham Lance Latham, who was there at the church. He created something world-renowned that you all know and love and take for granted. He created at Third Presbyterian Church in Chester, Summer Bible School. We now call it Vacation Bible School. Yes, that's right. Vacation Bible School started 100 years ago in Chester, Pennsylvania at Third Presbyterian Church. How crazy is that? Hundreds of students would come to Vacation Bible School, or Summer Bible School as they called it. They would fill in all the classrooms. They would teach them about the Lord. They would sing songs of worship. And Vacation Bible School was a different game back then. They didn't nearly have as many games and songs, I don't think. We kind of added that in later. But just imagine, look at this picture. Imagine just hundreds of students coming through these doors, down these aisles with the beautiful light of the stained glass just shining upon their heads. Imagine this sanctuary just filled with the hymns and the worship and the organ echoing and resounding through this amazing, amazing church. And then the church was burnt down. I mean, the short version is that it burnt down. The long version of the church is that Third Presbyterian Church merged with First Presbyterian Church. My grandparents attended that church. My parents got married at First Presbyterian Church. So they merged to one church. This building was given or sold, I don't know which, to Chester Eastside Ministries, another church project, another church ministry. And they eventually passed it to the Chester Historical Preservation Committee, who made it their goal to save the church. Unfortunately, that effort was thwarted by arsonists. I mean, we can't prove it, but there is a consistent pattern of old churches being burnt to the ground in Chester, Pennsylvania. Anyways, so the church burnt to the ground. I want to show you guys some pictures of what it looked like before the fire. So we actually, as Painting Frame years ago, we had access to the building, and we actually filmed a video in the church building itself. And this can give you just a little bit of a picture of what it was like inside. Here you can see, we filmed this video. We didn't know what we were doing. Video-wise, audio-wise, if you listen to the audio, it's brutal. But it's a pretty cool picture. You can see the roof was falling in, the windows are broken, there's water all over the floor. Oh, there's Brendan, one of our old team members, playing keys in a way that I don't know how it's possible. Tyler was pretending to paint. Those walls you see behind him actually open up into the sanctuary. Really, really amazing. I look pretty much exactly the same, maybe a little bit fatter. Christine doing her spectacular work that she does. Abby's in the sanctuary there. You can see just the wall, the paint is all flicking off. It's probably lead-based paint, so it's not great. Tyler pretending to paint because he can't actually do art. Morgan smirking at himself. So there's a lot of painting shots here, obviously. Here you can see, hold on, go back. Where did you go? You can see behind Christine, you'll see like water on the floor when she's painting. Yeah, you can see right there. But I want to skip forward to when we put the piece together. There's actually a 4-part painting we did for Creation Festival. It's 12 feet tall. But you fast forward, we start taking the painting pieces and moving them through the church, and then we put it together in the sanctuary itself, walking underneath that stained glass with our giant 12-foot easel. You can just see in what rough shape it is, but you can imagine what it used to be like with that beautiful organ and the beautiful wood, that hardwood. Oh my gosh, the mahogany. Gorgeous. Amazing. Here, I'll stop. We don't have to watch that anymore. But you can see just how beautiful it used to be. And then there was the fire. And the fire left it absolutely obliterated. There was almost nothing left except for rubble. Here you can see a picture of what it looks like now. You can see the remains, all that wood and whatever that stuff is over there. All that's left is the stone, basically. Now, what I want you guys to notice and see here, because this is what people don't really see or understand, is that there's actually a basement in the building. So down here, we have the floor joists right there that are holding up all of this rubble and all of the remains. And underneath that is a like 11, 12-foot drop. So you can't have anybody go out into this because it's not safe. You can't bring machinery in there just to like get it out. You have to have like a crane or something. And you have to basically like build out a dock as you go out. You have to fill it in as you go, as you start removing stuff. So it's a very tricky process to restore this and to clear it out and demo some stuff. It's very complicated, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. So there's the history of the building and of the site. This place that was once a symbol of hope and vibrancy and art and life in the community is now just burnt to ashes. And so what we're doing is we're looking at how can we take this and transform it. And so I've known about the remains of Third Pres for a while. And when we started the Painted City initiative last year, which I have big announcements coming about that soon. Stay tuned, everybody. But looking at how can we transform broken down spaces, Third Pres was in the back of my mind because it's just a blighted site now. You look at it and you're just sad. It's just depressing to look at. So the options are you can bulldoze it, you can try and rebuild it for tens of millions of dollars, or you can get creative with it. So I went with option number 3 and I said, all right, what could we possibly do with this space? What could we possibly create with what we have here? And so something inspired this. That was a bad way to put it. But if you have been in the Philadelphia region, you've probably seen the Philadelphia Magic Gardens. Isaiah Zagar, incredible mosaic artist, took these spaces and he created these most unbelievable murals you've ever seen. Let me show you just what the Philadelphia Magic Gardens look like. So Isaiah Zagar, muralist, created these one-of-a-kind massive mural pieces that you guys will see here in just 1 second if I'm allowed to show it. For some reason, it wouldn't let me a second ago. Let's try it. There we go. So you can see he created these unbelievable mosaics throughout these broken down spaces in Philadelphia. There's so many more throughout the city, but this is just a picture of what he did. So I saw that. I've seen that years ago, but recently because Magic Gardens was in the news because the Painted Bride was being bulldozed. You can look more into that yourself later if you would like. But I was like, what if we used mosaics and turned this into a mosaic garden? What if we created something beautiful out of something broken? What if we created life out of death? And so the idea of the Cathedral Gardens was born. How can we transform this broken down space into something beautiful? And so I want to show you guys, this is a rendering. I did not do this with AI. I actually did this myself on Photoshop. Yes. And then I thought about it later. And I was like, I could have just chat GPT'd this thing. Dang it. So here you can see this is what we are aiming to do with the Cathedral Gardens. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this Photoshop job. This is decent. But the idea is to create mosaic pathways, and then in stone, the stone walls, creating mosaics throughout the garden, landscaping the whole thing, bring life and vibrancy and flowers, and just make it a beautiful space for the community, not just a blighted area. That's the dream and that's the vision. Really long term, I would love to see this space used for live music performances. Like imagine if we had like, I don't know, like jazz night there, or we have different like local performing artists there. We actually at the site, at the church site, we have the old Chester trolley wrapped up in plastic wrap, but we have the old Chester trolley. Imagine if we had that like set up and we had it as like a coffee bar or a wine bar or something like that people could come, and when they are enjoying the gardens, they can grab a bite to eat or something to drink, and make it a space filled with beauty, life, vibrancy, art, music. Make it a place where people don't look at it and just go, like when you look at that church wreckage, you just want to sigh. Like you just want to like slump your shoulders and just give up. But instead, what if we made it a place where people could gather, where we could bring students and they could do artwork or learn about gardening or horticulture, agriculture, and where arborists can come and give their insights and thoughts. We could create community partnerships around this. Like there's so much that we can do. It's an amazing dream. It's an amazing vision, if I can say so myself, because I don't feel like it's mine. I feel like it's something from God. So when I have this idea and I have this vision in my mind, here's the next thing that happens is that there's a part of me called the Rodkey part of me. That's my last name, the Rodkeys. And the Rodkey family is a particularly negative and critical, or they would say critical thinking group of people. And so you look at a project like this and all you can say is, well, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You look at it and you're like, there's so many reasons that this can't happen. Number one, where's the money going to come from for this thing? Two, how are you going to get any company to invest in making this happen? Demo companies come and they look at it and they're like, I don't know how you're going to do this. You've got like stone in the way that has to get torn down, and then you can't go out there and remove the stuff because it's all on these floor joists and you have to fill it in, but you can't fill it in because you got to remove the rubble first. You have a chicken and egg situation, and like, how are we going to maintain it? How are we going to do X, Y, or Z? Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of questions, right? There's a lot of reasons not to do something. There's a lot of reasons to give up and just let things stay the same. There's a lot of reasons to give in to the pessimism and negativity and hopelessness. But I just can't allow myself to think that way because there's the God factor. Like waters don't ever part unless there's a God factor. People don't rise from the dead unless there's a God factor. Art doesn't save anyone unless there's a God factor. This garden project is a pipe dream, except for the God factor, that God is involved and he cares. And why should he care, right? Like, why should he? There's so many things going on, but he does care. He does care about these things. That's how amazing our God is. And I believe that God is in this because like you've seen, if you've been following, like posted this vision, right? And everyone's getting so excited about it. Like, how can we be a part of it? How can we support it? Chester Block captains are like, how can we, be a part of the project and make it happen? People are supporting in amazing ways and donating and getting involved in different capacities. And you're like, you know what? With enough people, anything is possible, really. With enough people, anything is possible. And with God, all things are possible. And so we're just going to go for it. Because just like with the Painted City Dream, right? I was like, we're going to just do one and see what happens. Guys, in the next coming month, we have 3 more mural projects that we're unveiling throughout the community. And I don't want to give too much away too early. I'll probably announce it later, but I'll just tell you this without giving you any information. I'll just leave you in anticipation, I suppose. The Painted City Dream is a lot closer than you might think. The vision of filling our community with a ridiculous amount of artwork and murals is not as far away as you might think. In fact, it's way closer than you ever imagined. I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, let's go back to Third Presbyterian Church. I don't want to get too distracted with the Painted City project, even though this is kind of a part of it in its own way. So here's what's happening next. Next steps for us with the Cathedral Gardens concept. Number one, we're collecting bids from different contractors, demo companies, engineers on how do we, number one, stabilize the structure, how do we remove the rubble, and how do we fill in the basement so that we have a surface to work with. After that, we have to install the new water lines and electrical so that we can water the garden and have lights and things like that. Then will come the landscaping. We'll work with a landscape designer to design the whole space, and with local horticultural groups and garden places, I don't know what you call them, but garden centers to provide the necessary gardening, plant life, all that stuff. We will create community groups that will be overseeing the maintenance of the spaces itself, the security of the space, because that's also a big issue. We'll have a artist residency program. That's what I'm working on, particularly, or specifically, is having an artist residency program where we hire like 1 or 2 full-time mosaic artists that for X amount of time, all they do is mosaics. They just fill the garden with mosaics, just like Isaiah Zagar did back in the day with Magic Gardens and all throughout Philadelphia. And then once all the mosaics are completed, the gardening is complete, we'll have a big grand opening celebration. We'll have a DJ out there, we'll have food, and it'll be an amazing, amazing day when we get to open the Cathedral Gardens for the community to enjoy. Long term, what I would like to see, and obviously this is out of my control, but long term, what we would like to see is that this would be a magnet for people all around, I guess, the world, but all around the country who are visiting the Delaware County area. We have great friendships and partnerships with Visit Delco who can promote this. But people will come and visit the Cathedral Gardens. We make a low-cost entry fee for those that are coming from out of state or out of the area. My goal is to always make this free to all Chester residents. We've had enough stuff that has been stolen from us, enough stuff that has been burnt to the ground, enough stuff that we have been conned out of and ripped off from. So my desire and my heart is to make this a free public garden for the citizens of Chester, residents of Chester, and then anyone outside will just be like a small fee, like maybe $5 to get in, just to help with maintenance costs and the continuation of the Cathedral Gardens project. So that's long-term what we're looking to do. Now, here is the next steps, you could say, for us. Number one, you have seen this announced, but I need you to hear what I'm saying to you right now. I need you to act on it. So coming up, we have our Legacy Arts Chester benefit. This is our once-a-year benefit that specifically all the funds go towards Legacy Arts Chester, where we are transforming places and transforming lives. That's our tagline for this event, transforming places and transforming lives. So if you are available on May 7th, we will be gathering together. We have 200 spots that we need to fill, 200 tickets. This will be at Tyler Arboretum. Convenient, wasn't even planned that way, but we are going to be in the Arboretum enjoying nature and art all together as we fundraise to support the efforts and focus and work of Legacy Arts Chester. Tickets are only $10, which is basically nothing, okay? And so what I'm asking you to do is I want you to buy at least 4 tickets, okay? So $40, invest $40, and invite 2 or 3 people to join you at the Legacy Arts Chester benefit. There will be art being auctioned off throughout the night. There will be food. We will have catering there. That'll be phenomenal. We'll have live art going on, live interviews with students that are in our programs. Lots of really cool things happening. There will be a portraiture, caricature type artist that will be doing that. That will be available to everybody. It's going to be a spectacular night. The jazz band's going to be playing. Food will be so good. The art will be amazing. But more than that, we need to have an army of people, a large group of people who care about legacy, who care about Chester, who believe in what we're doing. I need you to be there. I'm not asking you to to do this just to fill a seat. I need you to be there. I need you to show up. I need you to care, because I can't do this. Like, I can't. It's not one man's thing. It's not even a small team of us that can do it. It takes a lot of us. It takes a lot of people believing, of hearing the vision. Bring people who know nothing about Legacy Arts Chester. Bring them out that they might hear the vision and see the lives that are being transformed. See how the community is literally, visibly being transformed through art. Come be a part of what we are doing. Because we can, and I'll always say this, like, and it's not to put anyone down, it's really easy to like a picture, like a video, comment, say this is a great idea, share it on social media, and then do nothing else. It's super easy to do, and we all do it. I'm asking you to take a next step and say, you know what, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to contribute. I'm going to bring more people on board. I'm going to bring more people into this amazing, amazing opportunity. I'm going to bring people into this vision and make it happen. You want to know how powerful it is, how powerful your influence is? I once heard this framed out in a slightly different way, but it changed my entire way of thinking. If, let's say, I started Legacy Arts Chester today, and it was just me, and I came to you and I said, hey, would you come and would you support Legacy Arts Chester for, I don't know, let's say $35 a month? And you were like, or $35 a year, maybe, something like that. You're like, okay, great, we raised $35 or $70 if I chip in. And then the next year, you and I recruit I recruit one person, you recruit one person. And they each give $35. Great, there's 4 of us now. So the next year, the 4 of us go and we ask 4 other people, right? And they give $35 a year, and you're like, okay, this is slowly growing. Do you have any idea how much money we would raise each year after just 25, 30 years of doing that? Take a guess right now. Just say a number out loud. 1 million, 2 million. Guys, we would be closer. The number is astronomical, but it's over $35 billion in annual income if we just did that one thing. If each year you just invited one new person into the mission, into the vision, and that one person gave $35 and you gave $35. That's how numbers work. That's how exponential growth and impact happens. This is not an impossible vision. It's not an impossible dream. With money, anything is possible, right? Like, you can make anything happen. People have proven that. Guys, if we all show up, if 200 people show up to the art auction, and each of them said, you know what, I'm going to give $10 a month for a year. Guess what? We would raise our total goal for that night, which is only $20,000. It would be done like that. But it requires you to say, I'm going to care. I'm going to believe. I'm going to believe in more for Chester. I'm going to believe in more for that community. I'm going to believe in more for the students of the community. I'm going to believe that rubble and ash and just the destructive acts of others isn't the final end of the story. I believe that there is more. I believe we can rebuild. I believe we can revitalize. I can believe that we are going to bring life and hope and beauty and vibrancy and vision back to our community. I believe it. So you know what? It's going to cost me $20, $40, and I'm going to bring 4 people along, 3 people along, buy 100 tickets, whatever. I don't care. Go get a whole pile of them and bring people along who you know they can care, they can invest, they can make a difference. Just invite them and let the vision speak to their hearts and see what happens. So that's on May 7th. You can get your tickets. I'll have a link in the video description, in the podcast description, on any posts, www.legacyartschester.com/auction. You can purchase as many tickets as you want. Please buy 100 and invite 100 people. It's going to be an amazing night. But as we gather together, listen, this is where the momentum starts to build. I've already been receiving interview requests from different media organizations who want to focus on the project. Some of them want to focus more when the project is completed and tell the whole story. Some are getting the initial story that's getting out there. You'll see it coming out in newspapers, on the cable news, different areas throughout different stages of the project itself. You'll be able to see that. There's interest growing, but people want to be a part of something that other people are interested in. You know what I mean? Like, when I go and I present to a foundation, I say, we received 2,000 contributions to this project, small scale donations of, like, let's say $5, all right? The community is behind this. They want to see this happen. And I talk to a foundation president or representative. Can you help us make this happen? Here's our proposal. Here's what it costs. Here's how we're going to get to where we're going. And they see that support, and I can give them those numbers. It's a no-brainer. They say, yes, here's your grant check. Here's your direct deposit. Go make it happen. But it requires all of us. You see, that church wasn't built by one man. That church was established by God. It was built by his people who had a vision, who believed in something greater. Then it was burnt down by those that had no vision. But we will not relent. We won't give up. We will not be disheartened. We will not be broken down. We will not be turned away. We will not give up. We will not surrender to the darkness. We will keep pushing forward and keep building and keep planting and keep growing and keep believing. Because with God, all things are possible. There's nothing that is beyond his power to do. And so, to quote the lyricist, I'm just going to keep on kicking at the darkness until it bleeds daylight. That's my plan. That's my dream. That's my hope. That's my vision. And I believe it's the same heartbeat of God. And I just want to be in line with him. Because if I'm out of line with him, then nothing else matters. If I don't know him, nothing else matters. But I believe that he wants to bring light out of darkness, beauty out of ashes. And I just want to be a part of making that happen. How about you? Are you in? Are you in? Are you ready for all that God is going to do? So that decades from now, when my back is completely worn out and my eyes are fading and my hands are arthritic and I'm sitting in a rocking chair, probably still in Chester, I'll look out into my community and I'll see kids walking the streets who have no idea what it used to be like. They will walk without fear. They will walk without anxiety. They will walk under the light and beauty of murals. They will walk by the Cathedral Gardens and stop in, and maybe at that time they'll be able to grab a milkshake and sit in the gardens and breathe the fresh air and take in the smell of the flowers on a warm spring day, and they will be unafraid. They will be filled with hope and life, and they will know no different. That's going to be a beautiful day, but it starts right now. It starts with planting those seeds now, of believing now, of taking a step now, and not giving up. Guys, this is going to be an amazing project. I'm so excited for it. If you want to be a part of it, please shoot us a message. Shoot me a message, tucker@legacyarchchester.com, and say, I want to be a part of it. There'll be a volunteer sign-up link so you can get updates on any volunteer opportunities. Click the link, buy some tickets to the Legacy Arch Chester Art Auction benefit. Come be a part of that amazing night and help us make this dream a reality, this vision come to life. These beauty from ashes. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, click that bell on YouTube to get alerted for any new episodes. Guys, I love you. God loves you. And never forget that he has commissioned you. He is the great artist. He is the one that commissions us to go into all the world, making disciples of all nations and transforming this world from death to life. God bless you guys.